Marijuana's the hero that's coming to save the day.
Marijuana advocate Mary Jean Dunstan loves the plant so much she bakes with it.
A great side with Swedish meatballs, baked potato.
And even models with it.
I'm a very outsmoking pot smoker in my community, and I'm also an excellent person.
Known as Watermelon, she hosts her own cannabis-themed cooking show and sells her wares in her hometown of Vancouver, where it's legal to buy the drug from licensed shops. She's even roped in her mother.
All of a sudden it hits me, and I'm absolutely wasted because I had overdone it. I forgot what I was dealing with.
I started smoking pot maybe in my 20s. I got involved. I came home from New York once. I was doing stand-up comedy and I was broke, and my buddy had this big bag of shake in his basement. And I happened to be really good at baking, and I used to like to hang out on Wreck Beach. So I just baked up these pot cookies one day and went down to Wreck Beach, and I sold every single one of them. And I was like, wow, that was amazing.
Watermelon started her own marijuana-themed baking show in 2002. But it didn't captivate her audience the way she'd hoped to at first.
And everybody's like, wow, that's really sweet, but totally inappropriate for television. The world, in a mere 6 years, was much more ready for it. We were ahead of our time back in 2002. So we've just been waiting for the world to catch up. The two most common questions on my cooking show: 1, what blender do you use? And 2, will you marry me?
And Watermelon's mum, Mary Elizabeth, often lends a hand in the kitchen.
I've always been into baking my whole life. My mother baked, she taught me to bake, I bake.
I grew up in the 1940s, 50s, and 60s, and to me only gangsters did anything with drugs, so to speak. And it scared me because I didn't understand. I went out and bought a big fat book on cannabis and cannabinoids by 2 doctors, and I had to educate myself so I could feel comfortable with what I'm doing.
However, this information didn't stop her having a mishap.
So I make these cookies. I had, like I said, tried the dough. I have to lick the beaters and the bowl. They're cooking. I try it after it's cooked. Well, then I forget and I eat the whole thing. Well, all of a sudden it hits me, and I'm absolutely wasted. And I'm up and I'm hanging on to my counter, and I'm trying to walk up to get me to bed. And all night long my head just went whoom, 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 and I haven't had any since. It's just not my thing.
Watermelon's hemp-filled baked goods are in such high demand. She's taken her business to a new level, supplying the medicinal marijuana dispensaries in her hometown.
For years, I actually sold every cookie at the end of my hand. But now we're more in the wholesale business. There's 61 dispensaries in Vancouver right now. I serve about 10 of those dispensaries, and I'm having a hard time keeping up. Every problem I have is a good problem right now, in that I just got to figure out how I can make more, faster, better. That's all.
I do carry one of her cookies in our vending machine, and I go through probably 6 to 8 dozen a week. People come in and they specifically ask for those. She's almost like a celebrity when she comes in here. Even my staff members have asked her to autograph pictures for them.
Oh yeah, you don't try them? Really? I'm hurt.
You know what? It's been 20 years since I've tried anything that I'm selling in here.
You should hang out with my mom.
Aside from her baking business, Watermelon also does marijuana-themed pin-up modelling.
We've been shooting almost every year for 14 years. We've done Jungle Mary Jane, Little Miss Puffet, Cleopatra, we have done them all.
I think the goal would be to show this body of work as a time capsule of now, and also a real personality that not is only comical and beautiful, but political and important voice for the movement.
Watermelon regularly hosts potluck dinners, where friends who also enjoy cooking with cannabis can swap recipe ideas.
I see the marijuana industry going super mainstream. Marijuana is the hero that's coming to save the day now. Marijuana is coming to save Nana from morphine and shrinking cancerous tumors, and it's doing also a world of good, a world of wonderful good.
It's not about just going out and getting stoned. She educates you how you take it, or especially if you're ill.
My goal is happiness, not just for me, but I'm happier when people around me are happy. And marijuana makes people happy. So there's just such a beautiful spectrum, this umbrella of marijuana that's about to open up to the world, man. And it's going to be a very exciting time with a lot of giggly, smiley people. And that can't be bad.